So now what we're going to do is we're going to make our own scene that we want to present on screen and figure out why this globe is appearing right here in the middle by your feet. So when you come back to your Xcode, we are done with the top. We're going to look down in packages, reality kit content, down sources, all the way down here where your scenes live. Now I'm going to click on this. I need to show you something. So here's what matters. This .usda as an alpha. When you're using a scene, each scene ends with a dot. These are just files. So immersive.usda, scene.usda, right? So here are your files. Your view should look like mine. You should see here, open in Reality Kit Composer. If you do not, I'm going to show you how to make this appear. So I'm going to hide this because there's some steps here that can make it a little confusing. So there we go. If yours looks like this and you just see text, you have the left and right arrows selected on the top right. So if you turn that off, nothing happened, right? Click away, click back, and now it comes back. I don't know if it's a bug in Xcode, I don't know what that is, but it will do that. If you have the preview turned on, so I'll hit these again, turn it off, nothing happens. I click away, click back. So that's all you have to do is just make sure that the left and right arrow is turned off, and that will present this screen to you, right? So now each scene, there's a button here that says Open in Reality Kit Composer. We're going to open this one. So when I click that button, it's going to launch another program that's built into Xcode. And here, if you've ever used anything like Unity or Unreal, it's very similar to that, right? You're just in a gaming engine, essentially, defining and creating your own scene in your own game. So here, if you look at the bottom in the project browser right here, you'll also notice immersive.usda. Wait, that's right here. So everything in this Reality Kit content folder will appear in this folder. Immersive, immersive.usda. Materials, materials. Scene, scene.usda. So everything you need is right here. So I'm going to double click scene also. So now I have two open, but where'd the first one go? They're right here in the top left. So immersive scene is a tab and scene is a tab. So now you have both. So what we want to do is click on immersive, click on file, duplicate, give it a name. Now this name matters. Whatever you type in, it's case sensitive. So we're going to call it test1 with a capital T. One, hit save. And now if you look in your project browser, you'll see an immersive USDA, a scene USDA, and a test1 USDA. Double click on test1, and now it's right here in the top left with the others. Immersive, scene, test1. So here we're going to right click on the sphere left. We're going to say duplicate. And now you have two sphere lefts, a sphere left and a sphere left 1. Click on the left 1, and we're going to change his X from a -50 to 0. So we have 0, 150, -150, right? Next, you're going to hit File and hit Save. Remember, anytime you change things in here, this does not save automatically. When you run the project, it does not save automatically. So you have to save this. This is its own separate application that's working with Xcode. So we go back to Xcode. We're going to go to our content view. And here we have some scenes, model 3Ds commented out, right? So let's copy line 22 and paste it. We're going to comment out 23. And now what did we call this? If you forget how you spelled it or what you call it, it's right here on the left. So you have immersive, he's right there. We have scene, he's right there. Test1. Test1, and just run it. So now, give it a second. It's building up here in the top right. It's loading. Now, if your project is looking down, remember on the bottom right-hand side, there's a camera with the back arrow. Click on that. Now your camera has focus. So perfect. What do we see here? We see 3 globes. Now, why do we see 3 globes? Because if we go back to Reality Composer, that's what we created here. If I click on the scenes, so I have immersive with 2 globes. I have test1 with 3 globes. And I have scene with 1 globe. So 1, 2, and 3. So when I come back here to my simulator, if I click the checkbox here, turn it back off. If I click it and I look down, hold control and look down, drag screen down, there's scene down there on the bottom, right? Well, let's fix that also. So let's come in here. Let's go to the immersive view file. We're going to copy line 16 and paste it. We're going to comment out line 17, and we're going to change this again. These are all just scene names. Where are our scenes? Right here on the left. So we have immersive right there. We have scene right there, test1. Let's type in test1, Let's run it again. Again, our camera's looking down on the bottom right. I'm going to click the camera with the back arrow to focus. So now I see 3 globes here, but this is coming from the content view because he loaded. When I check this box, immersive view loads. I check the box. Now there's 3 globes. So from a very high level, what did you learn? This is how you create new scenes, add scenes to the view of the user and put it in your project and make use of them. How you use the Reality Composer Pro to either make your own new scenes or customize different scenes. And this is how you can do whatever you want to do. And the project comes with 2 free scenes. It comes with scene right here and immersive. So these you can modify and change. And again, we discussed why did scene appear by your feet. That's because the position is 0, 0, which the user wearing the headset is always at position 0, 0. So when you look down, that's where you'll see it. When it comes to immersive and immersive test 1, if I click on root, I can see root is at position 0, 0, 0. So he is where your feet are, and we're telling these different spheres to appear further away from the user. I want this to be, 50 centimeters away and 150, so on and so forth. You could define how high, how low, to the left, to the right. Here's test 1. So when I click on sphere left 1, I'm going to move this. So we have our X, so I want it to be in the middle, but I want it to be a little lower than the other one. So I'm going to go to my Y. Instead of 150 height, I'm going to put this to 50. I'm going to press enter, and now I can see I have 0 for the center, 50 for the height, negative 150 pushes it away from me, away from 0, 0, where I'm standing here. It's in my line of sight now, not at my feet. I'm going to click on File, click on Save. I'm going to come back to my project. I'm going to go to my content view, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the scene back to immersive. So I'm going to turn off test 1. I'm going to comment that out. I'm going to turn on immersive. I'm going to go to my immersive view. I'm going to make sure that test 1 is turned on and that the other scenes are turned off. And again, if you forget the name of your scene, it's right here on the left. I have immersive that I used here, immersive. I have scene, scene, test 1 for our scene. When I go to the content view, this is a 3D model, right? So model 3D, what is the name of it? Immersive or scene or test 1, right? So perfect. We're going to start with immersive and we're going to show test 1. Let's run it. Project loads, perfect. We have immersive where he has 2 globes, right? When I check the box, I have my scene, so I have my first 2 up top, and again, the middle one, I moved him lower in the scene. He's right there in the bottom, 50 spaces off the floor.